Jamie Carter always loved making games. She liked creating new worlds, new characters, and stories that made people laugh or cry. But lately, Jamie felt a little lost. Her best friend Alex had moved to another city for a new job. They used to talk every day. Now, weeks sometimes went by with only a short message or a funny video between them. Jamie missed Alex more than she wanted to admit. It was late at night, almost midnight, and Jamie sat alone in her small apartment. All she could hear was the quiet hum of her computer and the soft ticking of the wall clock. She stared at the code on her screen, the lines blurring together. She was working on her biggest project yet, an alien dating sim, a game where people could make friends, or maybe more with silly, friendly aliens from across the galaxy. Jamie's favorite part was designing the characters. There was Zarn, the tentacled chef who loved to cook spicy food from his home planet. There was Lila, the three-eyed librarian who always had a clever joke. And there was Pip, the tiny explorer who dreamed of seeing every star. Jamie put a little bit of herself and a little bit of Alex into every character. But tonight, even her colorful aliens didn't make her smile. She finished writing some code for Zarn's new scene, but her heart wasn't in it. Jamie saved the file and leaned back, rubbing her tired eyes. She thought about Alex. They used to play games together, coming up with wild ideas for stories and characters. Now Jamie felt like she was inventing everything alone, and the silence in her apartment seemed even bigger. She clicked Compile to test her new code, hoping for a small sense of accomplishment. Just then, a sudden crack of lightning flashed outside her window, and the lights flickered. Jamie's computer screen went wild colors flashing, text scrolling by faster than she could read. She reached out to steady her mug of coffee, but it tipped over, spilling cold liquid across her desk. Oh no! Jamie gasped, grabbing some tissues. She dabbed at the mess, her heart pounding. The storm rumbled above, and her computer beeped with a strange electronic sound. Jamie wiped her hands and looked back at the screen. That's when she noticed something weird. There, in the corner of her desktop, a new icon shimmered a glowing pink heart. Jamie frowned. She hadn't made anything like that. Was it a glitch? She hovered her mouse over it. The heart pulsed softly, like it was alive. Jamie hesitated. She thought about calling Alex, just to hear a familiar voice, to ask if they ever had anything strange happen to their computers. But she stopped herself. Alex was probably busy and far away. Jamie didn't want to bother them with something so small. Instead, she clicked the heart. Her screen rippled like the surface of a pond after you throw a pebble in it. The colors on her desktop twisted and danced. The main menu of her game appeared, but it looked different. The background stars moved, twinkling more brightly than before. The alien characters were standing together, talking and laughing in voices. Jamie could almost hear dots. Suddenly, a message popped up on the screen. Player 1, are you ready to begin? Jamie's heart skipped a beat. She hadn't programmed that. Message. The words seemed to glow with a gentle, welcoming light. For a moment, Jamie just stared, unsure what to do. She felt small and alone, but also curious. The aliens on the screen looked like they were waiting for her to join them. Jamie remembered all the times she and Alex had dreamed of stories where anything was possible, where friendship could reach across any distance, even across the stars. Jamie smiled, just a little. She wiped a tear from her cheek and whispered, "Okay, let's see what happens." She pressed the start button. The game world opened up, bigger and brighter than ever. Jamie wandered through the digital city, meeting Zarn, Lila, and Pip as if for the first time. They welcomed her warmly, making jokes and offering her virtual snacks. Jamie felt her sadness begin to melt away, replaced by a strange, hopeful feeling. As She played. Jamie realized something important. She might feel far away from Alex, but she wasn't truly alone. The characters she'd created were pieces of her heart, pieces that could connect her to others, even if they were far away. Maybe, just maybe, she could find a way to reach out again. Jamie paused the game and opened her phone. She typed a message to Alex. "Hey, remember our old game ideas? I'm working on something wild tonight. Wish you were here to see it. Miss you." She hit send, then looked back at her screen. The aliens waved at her, their faces full of hope and excitement. Jamie didn't know what tomorrow would bring, but for now, she felt a little less distant and a little more brave. After all, if her imaginary friends could come to life, maybe old friendships could, too. And somewhere, in the gentle glow of her computer screen, a new adventure was just beginning. Jamie woke the next morning with her computer still on, and the soft glow of the strange heart icon shining on her desktop. For a moment, she wondered if the whole thing had been a dream. But when she clicked her mouse, the game's menu appeared again, brighter and more lively than ever. She smiled a little, remembering the tiny spark of hope she'd felt last night. Then she checked her phone for a reply from Alex. Nothing yet. Jamie sighed. She missed her friend so much. It didn't feel right to only have her aliens to talk to, even if they were starting to seem almost real. As Jamie got ready for the day, she tried to focus on her work. She had to finish the dating sim if she wanted to show it at the expo. But her mind kept drifting to Alex and the old days, late-night game sessions, silly story ideas, laughing together until their sides hurt. Jamie wished she could share all her new ideas with Alex, especially now when everything felt so strange. While she was making coffee, Jamie heard a faint noise from her computer, like someone whispering her name. She hurried back to her desk. The game was running by itself. Zarn, the tentacled chef, was waving at her from the screen. "Jamie," his voice echoed, clear as day. "We need you in here." Jamie's heart raced. She'd never programmed her aliens to speak her name. She stared at the screen, wondering if she was imagining things. But then Lila, the three-eyed librarian, stepped forward, holding out a digital book. "You haven't visited us today," she said kindly. "Are you okay?" Jamie felt a lump in her throat. She clicked her mouse, guiding her avatar into the game. The world inside was brighter than before, and the aliens moved on their own, chatting and laughing as if they were alive. "Is something wrong?" asked Pip, the explorer, looking up at Jamie with big, hopeful eyes. Jamie hesitated. She knew they were just digital characters, but right now they felt real enough to talk. "Tio, I just missed someone," she typed into the chat box. "A friend who moved away." Zarn nodded, his tentacles drooping a little. "That sounds hard," he said gently. "We miss you when you're not here, too." Lila smiled. "Maybe we can help," she said. "Sometimes when you can't talk to a friend, you can still send them a story, or a game, or a memory." Jamie blinked in surprise. She realized she'd been pouring all her loneliness into the game, not just the coding, but the stories, the characters, all the little jokes she and Alex would have loved. Maybe, she thought, this was a way to reconnect. That night, Jamie worked harder than ever. She added a new scene to the game, a digital library filled with messages and memories, each one a tiny tribute to her friendship with Alex. She hid little Easter eggs in the game, silly jokes, old catchphrases, even a digital version of the pizza place they used to visit. Every line of code was a piece of her past, and a wish for the future. As Jamie coded, she felt less sad and more hopeful. She remembered all the times she and Alex had solved problems together, finding creative solutions and never giving up. Jamie thought, if we could make amazing games together, maybe I can find a way to reach out now, too. The next morning, Jamie sent Alex a demo of her game with a simple message. I made this. It's silly, but it made me think of you. Play it if you have time. Miss you. All day, Jamie waited, checking her phone every few minutes. She tried to focus on other tasks, but her mind kept wandering back to Alex. Did they get the message? Would they even care? That evening, Jamie was sitting at her desk, feeling a little hopeless, when her phone buzzed. It was a message from Alex. You made Zarn cook a pizza? I nearly spit out my coffee. This is amazing. I miss you too. Let's talk soon? Jamie grinned, relief flooding through her. She typed back, her fingers shaking a little. I'd love that. Maybe we can play together online like old times? Alex replied almost instantly. Yes. And next time, I want to see what that three-eyed librarian can do. Jamie laughed, her heart lighter than it had been in weeks. She turned back to her computer, where her digital friends were waiting. Zarn waved, Lila winked, and Pip bounced up and down with excitement. Jamie realized something important. Even when people were far away, she could still reach them. She could create, share, and hope. She could make something new from her sadness a game. A message, a bridge across the miles dot. As she logged off for the night, Jamie whispered, "Thank you," to her glowing screen. The heart icon pulsed gently, as if it understood. Outside, the storm had passed. The city lights twinkled, and Jamie felt a new sense of hope. Maybe the world was bigger and more mysterious than she'd ever guessed. Maybe, with enough heart, she could make anything come to life, even lost friendships. As Jamie drifted off to sleep, she dreamed of alien cities, new adventures, and old friends returning, closer than ever. Jamie felt happier after hearing from Alex, but the feeling of distance was still there, like a quiet ache in her chest. She wanted to talk to Alex all the time, to share every little thing like they used to. But even with their messages, Jamie sometimes felt alone, especially at night when her small apartment felt too big and quiet. One evening, Jamie worked late on her alien dating sim. Her computer glowed with soft light as she finished a new scene at a festival in the aliens' world, full of dancing, music, and laughter. She thought about how Alex would have loved it, and her heart squeezed a little dot as the clock ticked past midnight. Jamie noticed something strange. Her game characters were moving on their own again. Zarn was stirring a pot in the kitchen, humming a tune. Lila was reading to a group of small alien children under a glowing tree. Pip was climbing a tall tower, waving down at Jamie's avatar. From the top dot, Jamie rubbed her eyes, wondering if she was dreaming. Then, without warning, she heard a soft voice behind her. "Excuse me, is there any more of that earth coffee?" Jamie spun around in her chair. Standing in her kitchen was Zarn, the tentacled chef, looking just as she had designed him, with bright blue skin and a friendly smile. He held her favorite coffee mug in two of his tentacles, looking hopeful. Jamie blinked, unsure if she was awake. "Zarn?" she whispered. Zarn nodded, his eyes twinkling. "It's me. I hope you don't mind. Your kitchen is fascinating. Do you always keep your sugar next to your salt?" Before Jamie could answer, she heard a gentle laugh from the living room. Lila, the three-eyed librarian, was sitting on her couch, flipping through Jamie's old books. "So many stories?" Lila said, her three eyes sparkling. "I could read for years and never be bored." Pip, the tiny explorer, peeked out from behind a potted plant. "Is this one of your forests?" he asked. "It's amazing." Jamie stared at the three aliens in disbelief. She had created them, drawn every detail, written every line of dialogue. But now they were real, standing in her apartment, moving and talking like ordinary people. "Is this real?" Jamie asked softly. Zarn smiled. "We wanted to visit. You always visit us in our world. Now it's our turn. Leela nodded. We could tell you were sad. Sometimes the best way to help is just to be there. Pip nodded eagerly. And to explore new places. Jamie felt tears prick her eyes. She wasn't sure how her characters had come to life, but she was glad they were here. For the first time in a long while, her apartment felt warm and alive. Next few hours were like a dream. Jamie gave Zarn a tour of her kitchen, laughing as he tried to cook with human ingredients. He made a sandwich using peanut butter, pickles, and hot sauce, a combination Jamie would never try, but Zarn declared. It delicious. Lila read every book title on Jamie's shelves and asked 1,000 questions about Earth stories. She loved fairy tales most of all and said she wanted to write her own someday. Pip explored every corner of the apartment, mapping it with sticky notes and drawing little pictures of everything he found. He even made a tiny flag and planted it in Jamie's houseplant, declaring it Pip's first Earth discovery. Being with her alien friends made Jamie feel a little less lonely. Their excitement was infectious, and their kindness warmed her heart. She realized she'd created these characters to bring joy to others, but now they were bringing joy to her too. Still, when the apartment got quiet again, Jamie felt the old ache return. She sat on her bed, looking at the glowing heart icon. On her computer. I wish Alex could see this, she whispered. I wish they were here. Zarn sat beside her, offering a cup of tea. Friendship is a powerful thing, he said gently. It can reach across galaxies or cities. Lila joined them, holding a notebook full of new stories. You and Alex are still connected, even if you're far apart. Sometimes you just have to find a new way to share your world, Jamie smiled. Maybe she couldn't bring Alex to her apartment, but she could share her new adventures. She could write about Zarn's cooking lessons, Lila's love of Earth stories, and Pip's brave explorations. She could send pictures, stories, even videos. That night, Jamie started a blog. She called it Alien Roommates. She wrote about her silly, wonderful visitors, posting drawings and stories. She sent the first post to Alex with a message. Wish you were here, but until you can visit, I'll share everything. The next morning, Alex replied, This is amazing. I feel like I'm right there with you. Keep posting. I want to meet your alien friends someday. Jamie's heart soared. She realized that even when people were far away, stories could bring them close. Again, she wasn't alone, not really. She had her friends, her characters, and her hope. As Jamie watched her alien friends laugh and explore her world, she felt a new kind of happiness, a hope that things would get better, one story at a time. And with that hope, Jamie knew she could face anything. Jamie's blog, Alien Roommates, started as a way to share her strange new life with Alex. But soon, other people began to find it too. Every day, Jamie posted new stories about Zarn, Lila, and Pip, her alien friends, who had somehow become real. She shared funny drawings of Zarn trying to use the toaster, photos of Lila reading magazines upside down, and videos of Pip taping sticky notes all over the apartment walls. Each time Jamie saw a new message from Alex, she felt a little less lonely. Alex always had something funny or thoughtful to say about the aliens. Tell Zarn to try chocolate chips on his pizza, Alex wrote one day. Leela would love my old comic books, came another message. Sometimes, Alex even sent voice recordings, laughing and telling stories as if they were right there in the room. Jamie played those messages over and over, happy to hear her friend's voice. Even though she missed Alex, Jamie saw how much her alien friends needed her too. Life on Earth was confusing for them. Zarn was fascinated by kitchen gadgets, but didn't understand why the microwave beeped so much. Lila wanted to read every book in Jamie's apartment, but had trouble with Earth languages. Pip was curious about everything, and once accidentally set off Jamie's smoke alarm by building a rocket out of soda cans. Jamie learned to be patient and gentle. She explained things in simple ways, drew pictures to help Lila understand, new words, and made little schedules so Zarn could organize his cooking experiments. Pip, who missed his home planet's big open skies, cheered up when Jamie took him to the rooftop to look at the stars. Sometimes Jamie still felt the old sadness, especially at night. She would sit by her window, looking out at the city lights, and think about Alex. The distance between them felt huge. She wondered if Alex ever felt the same longing, if her stories and silly blog posts really made a difference. One evening, after a long day, Jamie sat in her kitchen with Zarn, Lila, and Pip. Zarn made tea for everyone using 3 different kinds of leaves. Lila had drawn a map of Jamie's neighborhood, calling it the Great Library District. Pip had built a tiny spaceship out of cardboard and markers and wanted Jamie to be the captain. They talked about homesickness. Jamie told them how much she missed Alex. Zarn said he missed the warm red rivers on his home world. Lila missed the tall, glowing trees of her planet, where she used to read in the branches. Pip missed the feeling of flying high above the clouds. Jamie realized something. Everyone felt lonely sometimes. Even her alien friends, who seemed so happy and brave, felt the distance from their own homes and families. But together, they made new memories and found comfort in each other. They laughed at their mistakes, celebrated little victories, like Pip finally riding the elevator without getting scared, and learned new things every day. Jamie decided to write about this for her blog. She wrote, "Tonight we talked about what it means to miss someone or something. My alien friends each miss their home, just like I miss Alex, but we're trying our best. We're learning that even if you're far from home or a friend, you can still find happiness in small moments, like sharing tea, reading new stories, or building a spaceship out of cardboard." She posted it and sent a private message to Alex. "Do you ever feel homesick?" "I do, but my friends help. I hope my stories help you feel closer too." Alex replied quickly, "I feel it all the time. Your blog makes me laugh, and it reminds me of our game nights. Maybe we can have a video call soon? I want to meet your alien roommates properly." Jamie grinned. For the first time since Alex moved away, Jamie felt something shift like a door opening. Maybe the distance between them wasn't as big as she thought. The next day, Jamie set up her computer in the kitchen. She helped Zarn put on a chef's hat, gave Lila her favorite notebook, and let Pip decorate the background with his colorful flags. When Alex called, Jamie turned the camera so her friend could see everyone. "Hey, Alex," Jamie said, waving. "Meet Zarn, Lila, and Pip." Alex laughed, waving back through the screen. "It's so good to see you. And your kitchen is even weirder than I imagined." Zarn offered Alex a digital sandwich. Lila held up a sign that said, "Welcome, friend." And Pip did a little dance for the camera. The call was filled with laughter, jokes, and silly questions. For a little while, it felt like nothing had changed, like Alex had never moved away. After the call ended, Jamie felt lighter. The sadness was still there, but it wasn't as heavy. She knew she'd always miss Alex, but now she had hope. Their friendship could survive the distance. They could share their lives, one story at a time. That night, Jamie sat with her alien friends, looking out at the stars. Jamie's life had changed in so many ways since her alien friends came to life. Her apartment was never quiet or lonely anymore. Zarn often filled the kitchen with the smell of new foods. Lila made every room brighter with her laughter. Pip left little notes and drawings everywhere. And through her blog and calls with Alex, Jamie felt a new connection growing, even across the miles. But sometimes, as she watched her friends explore Earth Jamie still felt a small ache inside. She missed the easy closeness she'd had with Alex, even though they could message and call. It wasn't quite the same as sitting side by side, talking about everything and nothing. One rainy evening, Jamie sat at her desk, trying to work on the next update for her game. She glanced at her phone, hoping for a message from Alex, but all was quiet. The rain tapped gently at the window, and the world felt far away. Suddenly, Pip popped up from behind the computer. "Jamie, are you okay?" he asked, his big eyes full of concern. Jamie tried to smile. "I'm just a little lonely, Pip. I miss my friend Alex. I wish they were here." Pip nodded, thinking hard. "When I miss my home, I draw pictures of it. Maybe you could draw something for Alex, or write them a story." Jamie brightened a little. "That's a good idea, Pip. Thank you." As Jamie sat down with her sketchbook, Zarn wandered in, carrying a plate of cookies. "These are for you," he said, "and for Alex, if you want to send some." Leela followed, holding her notebook. "Maybe you can write a letter," she suggested. "Sometimes the best way to reconnect is to share your feelings honestly." Jamie realized her friends were right. She didn't have to wait for things to feel perfect. She could reach out in her own way, just like she always had, with creativity and a little bit of courage. That night, Jamie wrote a long email to Alex. She shared stories about Zarn's cooking experiments, Lila's new favorite book, and Pip's rocket made out of soda cans. She attached pictures and even a silly video of all three aliens trying to dance to Earth music. At the end of her message, Jamie wrote, "I miss you, Alex. Sometimes I feel like you're on a different planet, but sharing these stories helps. Thank you for being my friend, even from far away." She clicked send, her heart full of hope. The next morning, Jamie woke up to a reply from Alex. It was long and full of excitement. Alex loved the stories, laughed at the video, and said the cookies looked delicious. At the end, Alex wrote, "Jamie, I miss you too. Thank you for sharing your world with me. It makes the distance feel smaller. You're an amazing friend, and maybe more than that. I wish I could tell you in person." Jamie's cheeks grew warm. She read the message again and again, feeling both shy and happy. Did Alex really mean that? Could there be something more than friendship, even across the miles? Zarn noticed Jamie's smile and handed her a cup of tea. "Sometimes friendship grows into something even better," he said kindly. "You are brave for sharing your heart," Lila agreed. "You humans have a wonderful way of turning loneliness into hope," she said. "That's something we could all learn from." Jamie realized this was her own HFY moment, not a big heroic act, but a small, important one. She had chosen to reach out, to be open about her feelings, even when it was scary. She had turned her sadness into stories, her distance into connection. Later, that day, Jamie and Alex had a video call. They talked for hours, sharing dreams and hopes. They planned to meet in person soon, maybe at the big game expo. Jamie felt lighter than she had in months. After the call, Jamie sat with her alien friends on the living room floor. They shared cookies and tea, talking about love and friendship, about home and hope. Jamie knew she would always miss Alex when they were apart, but now she felt sure that their bond would last, no matter the distance. That night, Jamie updated her blog. "Sometimes the people we care about move far away. We feel lonely and lost, not sure how to reach them. But if we keep sharing, keep hoping, and keep being brave, we find new ways to connect." My friends alien and human helped me see that love can travel across any distance, as long as we don't give up. Jamie closed her laptop, watching her friends laugh and dance in the soft light. She realized that hope was like a message sent across the stars. Sometimes it took a while to arrive, but it always found a way. as the rain stopped and the stars peeked through the clouds, Jamie whispered a thank you to the universe. She no longer felt alone. She had her friends, her stories, and her hope, and now she knew she also had love.